Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, welcome to the AbleSys webinar. Ron here, and we'll go over the signals and take a look at the recent results, and we'll take a look at the daily, weekly chart. We've got a new one that just came in yesterday, and this is a daily, weekly stock chart. This showed up on the WinTech report, and I'll give a thanks to my friend Michael for pointing this one out. And it's a really nice signal that came in yesterday. You can see it's a triple confirmation trade, just what we look for. Blue bar, blue dot, and when I say dot, the small dot, because that's support that stops it from going lower, and the blue X, which is the weekly support. And when it's all blue, it means that the trend is up. So the week is saying it's up. There's your blue X. The daily signal is saying it's up. There's your blue dot. And then, of course, the price bar with the exact prices and the high and low for the day and everything has a blue bar, and you get the big blue dot in the middle when it's the trend change. That's just telling you heads up, trend change coming. Like you could see over here, back in March had the same signal, blue bar, blue dot, blue X, and that worked out really well till eventually we got stopped out here. Stops go not at the dot under the price, second row of small blue dots below the price. Now, this one doesn't have a second row. It's the first row of blue dots. Because the signal just came in. So where do I put my stop loss? Just a couple cents under the blue dot is perfectly fine. That's where we would exit, because there's our protection. The blue dot blocks it from going lower. So as long as you have the blue dots, it means you stay in the trade. You're safe. You're in an uptrend. You're in your safe zone. If it goes under the blue dot, that's, of course, concerns us. So we obviously want to exit the trade if that happens. So pretty cool stuff. We'll see. So far, you would enter the open today, right a little under 25, and it closed 25 and 38. So up maybe about 40 cents or so far. And it's really good for options. Of course, if you have options, and you're doing even that much better. But looks good here. Yeah, everything's blue. No resistance above, obviously. I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, and they'll definitely be losing trades. That I can guarantee. But this looks good. Now you say, well, how far away should I consider, or maybe not consider, the stock? As far as how far away you'd put your stop. Well, just as a rule of thumb, and you can use anything you like, I use 5%. I think if you're 5% or closer on your stop loss, I think that's a really fair, low-risk trade. And this one's just a little under 5%, so that's a valid trade right there. Again, who knows what's going to happen? Nobody in the world knows that. But we can at least say with confidence we've got the odds in our favor. Clearly, we've got three indicators, a blue bar, a blue trend TS dot, and a blue X, which is an AbleTrend 3 indicator. So we've got three different indicators in two different time frames, a daily and a weekly. I mean, you've got a lot going for you. That's the point. So it'd be a good one to take a chance out at the beginning of the day today, end of the day yesterday, or the beginning of the day today, because it came on yesterday's list. And so far so good, up about 40 cents, and we'll have at it and keep on rolling along. Really good intraday trading, 3 weeks in a row now. Michael says okay, there you go. Now we can see it. Okay, Michael Z. Now you can see my screen? Okay, good. All right, good. I just want to make sure. Really good intraday trading. This is 3 weeks in a row. Anybody who's very strictly trading AbleTrend, putting their emotions aside and just following the trades. I mean, sometimes easier said than done. I know that feeling. But if you're just strictly following AbleTrend, and why wouldn't you? I mean, you paid for it. I mean, that's the purpose of having it. Boy, you hit a home run here. This is 3 weeks in a row. Big money. Really big profits, into the thousands. So let's take a look at yesterday, and then we'll jump right into today. For mini NASDAQ, it's our favorite for day trading. And then I always have the tick chart to confirm the trade before I get in. I confirm the sweet spots, confirm the buy and sell signal, confirm everything before you get in. Tick is just for the entries. Otherwise, you'd be over trading if you used it for everything. Just for the entries, and I used a 233/500 tick. Beautiful trade at the open yesterday, and it just was up and away. Let's see, the open was the 9:30 New York Open. It was just an absolutely perfect setup right there. Just a dream trade, really. That's just what you want to see when you get in. A couple of minutes after the open, right there, right at 9:30. Absolutely perfect. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. Tick agreed at the time. It was just absolutely beautiful. And then there's your 2 green bar exit. When you get 2 green bars in a row, put that stop 1 point below the bottom of the lower of the 2 green bars. Hey, first trade of the day was like 25 points. That was a really nice start. That's a $500, bill. $500 opening as soon as you trade. Now, this would be a sweet spot on the 1, 2, 3, but when we're using the tick said, no good. Tick did not agree. No trade. Of course, there's your perfect no trade zone. We went short here, red bar, red dot, red X. The first time they all three agree, you're short. And then, just rolling right along. It was just a great day. Another really nice short trade here. This produced, the first trade actually was 30 points. This trade was about 20 points. We were up 50 points, which is $1,000 after 2 hours of trading using AbleTrend in only 3 trades. Clear cut, no guesswork, nothing to think about. Beautiful. Triple confirmation short, and then we'd be out here on the blue bar, blue dot. And actually, there was a couple of good trades after that, too. Sydney says, wouldn't you be out at the 9:30? Yeah, 9. No, it never got 1 point below there, Sid. Never got below. It was close, but it didn't hit it. We were out over here, right there. It got 1 point below. And you can put it, 1, 1.5, whatever you want. We use 1 point. You can use anything you like. So the first trade of the day was 30. This trade here was about a break even. It was a small winner, but we'll call that a break even. This trade here, very clear cut, 20-point winner. 22 points, but I'll make it 20. Very clear cut. Red bar, red dot, red X, out at the blue bar, absolutely perfect. Never got stopped out. Red dots the whole way down, just perfect. So yesterday was a really, really good day. Another really good trade over here, and then another good trade over here. We were short right here, red bar, red dot, red X. That was another winner right there, where we were ticked out right there on the 2 green bar exit, because there's your 2 green bars, and it went up right there. Well, that was another nice little trade over there. That's about 10 points. That's another $200. Just a super day. I mean, just a super day. You wish every day could be like that. Another sweet spot over here that went up. It was just a great, great day. It was well into the thousands. And just on the last 2 weeks, let's see, last week was, it's just up a lot of money. I think we're like plus 5,000 in 3 weeks so far. But again, you have to be very strict and be like a robot. You just take the trades, period. You don't think, you don't ask, you just do it. Looking at today, today was a little choppy in the, let's see, today was a little choppy in the beginning. And then we did have one nice trade. We had a great trade. Guess what? It was during the dead zone. The dead zone's optional. That was the bad part. It's optional. The dead zone, some days it's great, some days it's terrible. We stay away from the dead zone unless you're just feeling it and you take it, and it's low risk. It's got to be really low risk, just a few points at risk, 5 points, let's say, at risk for NQ. And you could always take a shot, because the dead zone is like a 50-50 trade. All these other trades are well over 50%, obviously. The odds are greatly stacked in your favor. Now, even though the software said it was a good trade, just got to be cautious in that dead zone. But we had a losing trade at the open right here. Then we had another losing trade over here. We had a couple of losing trades, and I point them out too. It's not all perfect. It's not always going to be all winners, that's for sure. We had a triple confirmation buy signal right here. Started out good. Now, again, as you know by now, we always recommend taking half your position off at 5 points. Here's a perfect example why. It went up at least 5 points here, turned around and came back down. So you had a 5 points on the first half, And again, if you're only trading one lot, perfectly fine. Trade the micro lots. Take half off because we don't want you to over risk, overdo it, over leverage yourself. Number one, be very conservative. You know that by now over here. It went up at first, and then it turned around. And we would have, made 5 points on the open on the first half of our trade, and lose 5 points on the other. Saying they lost. Everything is showing fine on my end. No chart. Can't see the screen. Let me try again. Okay, let's see. Is it okay now? Don't see a cursor. Lost screen. Everything said it's working fine here. Sorry about that. Let me know if you can see the screen. Can you reply back? The screen now, because on my end it says everything is working fine. So I just want to make sure it's okay on your end. Just somebody reply back. Can you hear me and can you see the screen? Is anybody in the room? Can you hear me? Very strange. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to close it up then. Oh, okay, now you can. Okay, good. Sorry. A couple people saying they couldn't hear me and they were saying things were frozen. Okay, fine. Glad. Thanks for replying, Larry, Michael, Jeffrey, Sydney, Rick, Madhu. Okay, great. Raymond. Okay, great. Sorry about the little glitch here, but it seems like it's working fine now. It actually said it was working fine on my end, but I just responding to some people that said they couldn't see it properly. So maybe it was on their end. So I just wanted to make sure. Thank you for replying. Okay, so I was talking about the losing trade over here, but you may want to consider half the position, 5 points. Then we came and another losing trade right here, right at the open was a losing trade. So got to point that out. Got to be fair about that. This would have been fine here. Red bar, red dot, red X. Everything working well there. Started to go down, and then there's your 2 green bar exit, which would have been right about there. So we get back a little bit from what we lost on one of the trades. This was a nice little trade over here, right at 11:09 Eastern Time, which would be 8:09 Pacific. Blue bar, blue dot, blue X. That's what we're looking for. That went up quite nicely. Wasn't a big win or anything, but picked up 5 or 6 points or so on that trade. So yeah, that was fine. No trade zone here, of course. Going forward, we had a trade here. It was about a 1 point loser, 1 or 2 points, because we're long there, out over there. And then this was about a 1 or 2 point loser here. Triple confirmation sell. We're out over there. It turned out to be about 2 or 3 points. So not terrible. The big trade, and I mean fantastic trade, was right here. But it was the dead zone. Oh, that was a killer. Yeah, you're right, Michael Z. That was torture. Some people trade it, and that's why I say it's optional. We're not, you do what you feel you have to do at this point. It was low risk, but boy, that's a tough one to watch. And most people did. I totally understand. We did too, so don't feel so bad. This was a winning trade here. Not a big winner, but picked up about 7 or 8 points. We were short here, red bar, red dot, red X, just like we're looking for. Tick chart agreed. There's your 2 green bar exit. We were in profit about 13 points at one time, about 15 points at one time. Then we had the 2 green bars. We put the stop loss 1 point higher, and then we got ticked out there. It's about a 9 or 10 point winner right there. And then the day went right along. Yeah, it was kind of a flat, afternoon. Then there was just a couple of break-even trade there, no trade zone here, no trade zone there, and no trade zone there. Buy signal came in about 10, 15 minutes before the close, and that was another break-even day. So overall, maybe it was kind of a flat day today, being that the big move came in the dead zone. Obviously, yesterday was a terrific day, really good, and it's really been good for 2.5 weeks now. We'll see, almost 3 weeks, because tomorrow's the last day of the week. But we'll see what happens. The whole key is to take all the trades, to be there, and just follow the rules. That's the hard part. I totally understand that, because when the emotions come into play. But that's why AbleTrend works so well. It has no emotion, so that's why we use it. Let's see. Yeah, Michael was definitely torturing the dead zone. Madhu, please show us the indicator format for the 1 and 3 daily weekly. Same thing, Madhu, as it's been for many, many years, and that I talk about in every single webinar twice a week for all these years. It's a AbleTrend TS on every intraday chart. When you're using intraday charts, 1 minute, 2 minute, 30 minute, 15 minute, 60 minute, all intraday charts are AbleTrend TS. AbleTrend TS. When you're using higher time frames, like an intraday, let's say 120 minutes and a daily, again, the first time, the lower of the two time zones is always AbleTrend TS. Always. But if you're using like daily, weekly, well, the daily is the lower of the two, so you did AbleTrend TS on the daily. The weekly is AbleTrend 3. It's a little faster indicator. AbleTrend 3 on the weekly. If you're doing 120 minutes and daily, which is a 2-hour and a daily, which is a chart we like very much for swing trading, we use AbleTrend TS on the 2-hour always, because it's the lower, and it's the minute. Any minute chart is always AbleTrend TS. And then the daily would be AbleTrend 3. Daily, weekly, or weekly, monthly. Weekly would be TS. Monthly is Trend 2. You're welcome, Madhu. You're welcome. Kenny, the dead zone is usually a very quiet time to trade, where it's 50-50 if you're going to trade. We like our odds, 60% or more in our favor before we take a trade. So it's optional. If you like to trade during the dead zone, perfectly fine. The dead zone's between 12:30 and 2 o'clock Eastern time. Turns out today was a fantastic trade. Big, big winner during the dead zone. A lot of people missed it, and we would have also. Because it's optional. It's kind of hit or miss during the dead zone. Okay, couple quick questions here. Michael Z's been having success when I configured my infinity dome to move my stop to break even after 5 points on the NQ and 2 points on the ES. Yes, that's correct. Oh, we take half off after 5 points. Michael's saying he goes half points, he takes half points, and then he moves the stop up to break even. Yeah, that's fine. Perfectly fine to do that. How many times it continues in the same direction without the pullback and get on the AbleTrend rules for my second lot? Yeah, that's okay, Michael. I mean, anybody can tweak the rules to what you're comfortable with. We keep it. We take half off after 5 points and then let the other half run. And that's why we pick up a lot of big trades. You must pick up these big, long trends. You must. I know a lot of people get nervous, they get scared after they're winning 5 or 10 points or something. They'll take it all off. Anybody can do what they want with their money, perfectly fine. But you won't be successful. You won't be a winner long term. You'll have a good week, a good month. You won't have a good year. You have to pick up the big winners. You must. It's part of success in day trading. Tough to do. Totally understand it. But it's the only way you can make big money. You have to pick up the trends. And it's hard to stay in them. Sometimes a lot of people, I can't stay in there long. Well, that's okay. Then, take your profit. Nothing wrong with taking the profit. But if you want to make real money, you've got to take your half off after the 5 points. You got to let the other half run. You've got to pick up those 20 and 30 point winners that come. And we usually get one. There's usually every day, and I'm watching every day for 15 years. There's usually one, maybe two, sometimes 3 trends a day. Good ones. 10, 15 or more points, 20 points. That like good trends. So it's hard to do. Totally get it. Keep saying that. And there's going to be losing trades too. And times they're going to turn around and pull back, and you're going to have you're going to give back. But when you're using the 2 green bar exit, you get a lot less give back. And the 2 green bar, I should say 2 green bar stop. We put the stop 1 point below the bottom. When you get 2 green bars in a row, now you can move your stop closer to the price and put your stop 1 point below the bottom of the lower of the 2 green bars. The same way when you're short and it's going down, you're doing good. Hey, we're making 10, 20 points. This is looking great. We're up a bunch of money, and you see 2 green bars in a row. We suggest you do anything you like, but I suggest you put the stop loss 1 point above when you see 2 green bars and you're short. Well, it's the opposite of a long. You put your stop loss 1 point above the top of the green bar. That does not go for daily, weekly charts, Jeff. Great question. But daily, weekly, we use the AbleTrend stops because we're not looking for, quick in or out. We're looking for long-term positions, and we're looking for long-term appreciation. We use the AbleTrend stops for that. Sid, I love the encouragement. I like to hear the other ideas. You're welcome, Sid. By now I'm always glad to help you, sir. These webinars are very helpful. Thank you. All right, I think I got everybody's questions. So great job, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm always glad to help. You know that by now. The more you can stay with the indicator, follow it. Yeah, I mean, even when there's a couple of losses in a row, I know that feeling. But the more you can stay with it and follow the rules, I guarantee you, the better you will do. For sure. I mean, we've got a long-term track record to show it, and many, many clients who've kind of realized that, you know what, I'm tired of fighting it, and I'm tired of looking at other indicators and listening to all the other noise. I'm just going to trade the AbleTrend charts, trade the rules, and suck it up, winners and losers, and I'm going to stick it out long term. And that's the way you make a lot of money. It's not a get rich quick system, and there'll be losing trades and losing days. Write it down because I can guarantee you that. I'm not here to mislead anyone, that's for sure. I wouldn't want that done to me. All right, great. AbleTrend 3, one last question, Matt. AbleTrend 3 is one of your indicators, again, that we would put on the higher time frame when we're using daily, weekly, or monthly charts. Because, as you know, we always use 2 charts combined into one, which we call a guidance chart. You're welcome, Larry, Michael K. Thanks, everyone, for being here. And stay in touch. Anything I can do for you. Have a great night, everyone.